He makes more cuts. Double or Nothing is a huge success. How do budget cuts ruin wrestling? All this and more in the moon when it happens. But first, JP, tell them what to do.
Oh yes, make sure to subscribe and like. Heels, Pops, and Chair Shots. HBC2Sweet _ on IG. HBC2Sweet on Twitter. You already know.
What is good, mi gente? Champions, welcome back. We out here. It's been a minute. It's actually been 7 days. But still, man, it's been a long time since we got on here to spit that beef and that hot sauce. How we living, champions?
That beef and that hot sauce, man. There's a lot going on in a very small world of wrestling. Isn't it crazy how 1 week moves mountains? I feel like everyone's had a chance to give all their really shitty crazy on it. So we're gonna clean this up.
Ooh. JP, what you drinking, JP?
Yes. I'm drinking that Balvenie Double Wood.
Oh, Lord. Double wood. He would.
Yes,
She said.
yes.
He would.
Is that the sherry cask?
Oh, it is. It's delicious. It's delicious.
Yo,
Oh my god.
Old school could smell that shit.
He can smell. Look how excited he got. That's the most we see that.
You don't have a problem.
In the last 10 minutes.
No.
But the cool shit what you didn't ask, you should be asking is, what was I doing, right? Because I was pouring out a big drink for the homies this week. Because what a week it was. What a week it was. What a week.
My goodness.
We gonna do it. We gonna do it tonight. Y'all wanna know what's in here though?
What? Wednesdays are really bad luck in
What you
WWE.
got in here, villain? What you got in there, yo? Tell me what you rocking with.
Like,
Let me
if
know
not-
what you get loosey goosey with, yo. Let the people know.
Nah, Tito's and Mountain Dew. That's it. That's all I could find.
That's what you wanted us. Wow.
That's
Tito's
Wow.
and Mountain Dew, folks.
That's, yeah.
how's that? Yo, you know that?
I don't have the problem.
Do you know that Mountain Dew was made for whiskey?
It's also flat Mountain Dews from yesterday.
It was for yesterday's
It's a
whiskey.
soda bottle from yesterday. So
Hey, you gotta lose
Extra,
subscribers with shit like that.
Yo, for real. Don't admit
shout
that
outs
to
to
them.
Twitch. Shout outs to YouTube. Shout outs to our love on Twitch, man. We
Facts.
appreciate all the love. The bad guys have officially made it to affiliate, and we gotta thank you, each and every one of y'all, for participating, for jumping in, hitting that soundboard, getting on the exclusive page, and showing the love and support that y'all normally do. That's why y'all with us again tonight. Shout outs to JJ. Shout outs to
JJ in the
Danny.
building.
Shout outs to Wavy. You all out here each and every week for us. And now we have done the damn thing. We're gonna continue to keep growing, baby. This one is for y'all, man. Here's to y'all, man. Appreciate all the love and support.
Oh yeah.
Right before we get into
Facts.
it.
What a
Nitty-gritty
week
of
in
business.
Philly.
But I'm excited for today because, folks, this has been one of the most scintillating weeks in wrestling, I would say, in some time. There's a lot of movement, a lot of things occurring in the wrestling world, in the world that we love.
You
and
didn't
hate
ask.
at the same time.
You didn't
At the
ask what
same
was
time.
occurring in Old School's cup. Old School's
Oh.
really excited
Oh, I'm
to
so
tell
sorry.
you.
Old school,
Well, you
old
had-
school.
He's still making our
Actually, I
rounds.
was really excited to see. Was that code red? Mountain Dew?
Yeah, it is code red. It's what the little villain likes to drink. What can I do?
Yo, you,
It's what's left.
You're
I'm
better off
just
just
drinking
doing
some Heaven
vodka
Ice.
straight, bro.
Yeah, right?
yeah.
Russian for one day. You know what I mean?
Yo, all right, but is it good though?
Nah, it's bad.
Yeah, it can't be. It can't be good.
Like
It
I said,
can't be good.
Tito's and flat Mountain Dew, cold red at that.
It's cold red. Yo,
This is
cold red's
terrible.
delicious.
I don't
No cold
recommend
red
this to
slander.
nobody.
Yeah,
You
but
know what?
Flat soda as a whole is as
Jay
terrible
Cuts
as a
in,
lot of the
what's
shit that happened this week.
Yo,
Hey,
sometimes
talk to me,
you
JP.
expect flat soda, but there's a little pop to it. There's a little pep to it.
Well, it's called
Especially,
cocaine.
no, sir, it's called the 80s, rearing and coming back. Sting having himself a match at Double or Nothing.
Jake, thanks for the host. I appreciate you. Talk to me, bitch.
That's,
That's what I'm talking
that's
about.
the game. Is when you're sitting there, you're like, oh man, this is gonna be some flat ass soda, and then, oh, you're pleasantly surprised. Sting, Darby Allin out here making
Wow.
moves.
Wow.
Yo,
I'm
and we
gonna
have-
give it
yo,
up.
we
I'm gonna give
cannot
it up
minimize.
because that's well deserved. That's well deserved.
We cannot minimize how much Mischief should have popped. Because I mean, I remember a couple weeks ago, Mischief was here doubting what he can do. He was agreeing with me, which is something crazy because he usually doesn't. And
Yeah, for real. I
and
thought
he
I was going
was.
dumb, but then I was like, no.
and then and then he surprises us. It was pretty good, man. I
Listen.
wasn't mad at it. Definitely
It's-
saw more. Listen, that Stinger splash. I haven't seen it that good in a minute. It looked like he
Yo.
finally kind of woke
Nah,
up.
it was looking good. It was looking good. Not gonna lie. Yeah. Hell yeah.
He's
You know what it is? The man stretched before the match. That's what it was.
that DDP yoga is doing it.
There you
baby.
go.
Yo, but what we're really
I want to
seeing,
give you. Go ahead, Bishop. Go ahead.
well, real quick, yo, what we're really seeing here is how I trust AEW.
Mm.
And Sting trusts AEW. He's been talking a lot positively about AEW, talking about how their atmosphere was like early Bischoff before he went nuts. It was like everybody is like clapping and everybody's like excited for each other and having a good time. So I think, that rejuvenates you. And Sting ain't going out there to be anything but 62-year-old Sting.
Yeah.
Facts.
Okay, he's not. He's staying in his lane because if you stay in your lane, you'll make yourself a very, very long career.
Absolutely.
And Sting has made a career of staying in his lane for the most part. WWE, he got a bad break. He
Dustin
got
Rhodes.
hurt, but because he tried to do too much. Right, that buckle bomb is just not something you should be taking. I mean, I understand.
And that doesn't discount the fact that it's not the first time Seth has hurt people. With a spot. Just saying.
Right.
Let me just remind y'all something too.
You just ask
You
Bret
gotta-
Hart about that. That's all.
You know what? else? You gotta also get a little lucky too, right? You gotta get a little lucky sometimes. And guess what? The fans played a good percentage of that match because the feedback live
Yeah, man.
was the difference
Electric.
maker
It was electric.
that we needed. And
Yeah.
that's the confirmation, right? That was the confirmation we needed to see that Sting still has it.
Well-
That was a great fucking match. Because let me tell you, that fan base gave me chills.
Now,
Folks, here at Heels Positive Chair Shots, we only spit the truth, baby. We only spit the truth. And the reason why I say that is because we was definitely one of the first podcasts out here talking about the fact that let's give it some time. The fact that there's no fans plays a humongous role in the athletic output, in the energy, right? In the production you see in the ring. It definitely plays a role. Look at what the NBA playoffs have been this year. It's probably the best playoffs you've seen in some time. Because the Knicks were in it, and shout out go out to the Knicks for an amazing season. Terrible playoffs.
Oh, baby.
Terrible playoffs.
Oh, it's
just like
all right.
happened this week.
That's how they wrote it. That's how they wrote
Amazing
it.
season. Looking forward to next year. But that energy is something different, man, and it motivates. Let's remember what a sport is, right? It's entertaining and amusing and enjoyable for not only the participant, for also the spectators. When you combine those two dynamics, baby, that's magic. You know what I mean?
you're right.
You got Mark Henry out here thinking, I got the magic in me.
I got
And
the magic, baby.
Apparently, he agrees with the AEW vibe, just like Paul White does too. And
It's perfect.
to that point, I remember Old School came out here a while back when AEW was first popping off. And he mentioned this seems very WCW.
Oh, yeah.
The vibe,
Oh, yeah.
NWA, WCW, like you can see it and you feel it. If you watch the product back then and you take a look at what's happening there, besides the inclusion of so much indie wrestling, let's say that, right? Because maybe NWA back in the day wasn't like that, but WCW damn sure wasn't scared to do it.
Nah, not at all. A lot of people had many gripes with that, but as usual, right? Back then, gripes existed, and now we're still here today, many years later. Talk to me, mister.
Back, like, just about this old guy shit, real quick. Just, you know who's become one of my favorite wrestlers recently? That's Morton. Ricky motherfucking Morton.
Okay. Just recently, though.
The engine that could. He's still going. And he's going to give you a quality match.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yo, he will wrestle a match. He's not going to give you, like, acrobatics. Like, if you think you're going to go out there and see dives and shit.
When it's important, he will give you a Canadian destroyer.
Yeah.
When he can work it in. But, yo, like, he will wrestle
That's
you
so
a good,
sexy.
solid. You saw Aldis and Morton?
Yeah. Nah.
What a masterpiece.
Every match he's had in NWA has been pretty cool. And not for nothing, remember, he had that spot in AEW too. I believe it was at a Double or Nothing.
He got
Uh,
power bumped or some shit?
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, and you know what I attribute the ability for him to still be doing it at that level? It's because he never stopped, right? He fucking continued. He's been like, just because we haven't seen it doesn't mean he hasn't. They haven't been wrestling in the indies for some time.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Because they're lifers, bro. That's what they're gonna be doing. Like Terry Funk is still out here wrestling somewhere probably.
Yes.
He shouldn't be. As 25 years ago, but
it's
in their nature, it's in their blood.
The magic,
The wrestler, baby. Watch the wrestler. That tells you everything.
the magic is staying in your lane.
Yeah.
Staying in your lane.
Yeah.
And, hasn't AEW been like the master of keeping people in their lane? In terms, you got Sting, stay in his lane, right? You got Shaq. Shaq came out here and we were like, yo, Shaq is impressive. Yo, Shaq stayed in his lane. He was booked perfectly. I mean, but like you watch a Shaq match, you're like, oh, I can't wait. And then you're like, oh my God, like I thought I was gonna laugh at a lot of this, but it was solid. It was good. It was well booked.
And remember one thing, just like bringing in Shaq really wasn't about Shaq though. It was about putting eyes to the future, right?
Right.
Grabbing
the eyes on the product.
You know what I'm saying? Just like in WWE, companies that have made better decisions in the days, when they brought in Bad Bunny, it wasn't about the Miz and Morrison. It's about putting that spotlight on fucking Damian Priest, right? And it paid off. It has paid off.
Oh my God! What a rocket ship!
Oh yeah, you elevated a talent, right? You elevated a talent. Got eyes on the
talking about
product.
Priest today. Actually, he'd be a name coming up today if that didn't happen.
Yo, the body transformation for Priest, yo, that post.
Oh, you saw that?
Steve, bro, back in the Indies, yo. Woo. Ese tipo la más comía chicharrón.
Le gustaban los Happy Meal.
Rock.
07 Damian Priest looked like Umaga.
Yeah, straight up. So
was that really him?
Body now, yeah,
that was him.
Yeah,
but the crazy part, look at his body now, right?
Yeah, man.
When you see that
And back to what you said with the Shaq shit too, it really worked out in many ways because it did the fans, and then he did a great match, and he even did a little bit extra work with Brandy, right? Because he got into a little thing with Brandy and that girl Jade.
And then she got
right?
pregnant, and then that.
Yeah. Speaking of Brandy Rose, she was also in the news tonight, champs. Well, this week actually. She's responding to some criticism. LGBTQ shirts dropping apparently. Cody Rhodes LGBTQ shirts, not AEW LGBTQ shirts, which was a big deal according to some fans who deleted a tweet. Now, what's up with that, yo? Every time you get called out, you delete a tweet. You saw somebody's mom, she's dead. What's going on with Twitter?
What?
These
Yo, I hate when that happens, man.
I don't understand.
We be killing moms,
but anyways,
just by mentioning them.
But anyways, why can't it be just an AEW Pride shirt? Why does your name have to be attached to it? In fact, shouldn't it be something like Nyla Rose or a Sunny Kiss T-shirt, as they are part of the community? Well, shit, I ought to go into marketing.
You see, Cody's nephew is transgendered. So that instantly makes him able to talk about LGBT better than anyone else. Much like having a biracial child.
Yeah.
Helps him to talk about racism.
Yeah.
I mean,
I wouldn't say Cody this past 2 weeks.
I wouldn't say that because Cody has a cousin that he knows better than Nyla Rose or Sunny Kiss. I'm just saying. No, I think there are other people closer to the situation. No,
but I think
Also,
you said also very fucking convincingly, so go right
ahead. Because there's something to this. Why not? Why can't Cody? It's his damn shirt. Like, he did it. Like, so what? Oh, well, I was worried about it. That's what happens.
No. I think this is, we can't minimize the fact that as a supporter, right, having that type of experience, which is something that is transformational for a family. Let's not sit here and not pretend that. Because that's a lot of closed-minded individuals opening up because of love for an individual, right? So, and willing to change some things and some thinking. So, what if he looks at it like, yo, this is a community that needs to be represented, and on my platform, I can make that outreach. I can make that awareness. Somebody that's a Cody Rhodes fan and a Brandy Rhodes fan is not going to look into this or maybe start thinking a little different because of his experience and his connection to it.
So would it be fucked up to say that, like, this is mostly people upset that there's not an AEW, rainbow-colored AEW flag for sale?
Ooh.
Like, I mean, not flag, shirt. Like that, Like, is that really what it comes down to?
It's Cody hate. It's Cody hate.
Is it, or is that something like we just don't understand? Like, is there really something to this?
No, I think it's Cody hate.
Because sometimes, like, maybe that's a blind spot that we may have, right? Is that really offensive in a sort of way? Is because he didn't offer it in a different package, like he didn't put. It's not. And again, an AEW rainbow colored shirt that is for donating to the charity of their choice or whatever. But that's also a product of being too close. You're an EVP. So he's thinking himself, not as AEW. So maybe he was doing a nice gesture, just being not selfish, but selfish, I guess.
It's hard
strategic
to do things like that, though.
You think it was strategic?
I mean, think about it. At the end of the day, we talk about money being made, right? So, I mean, this man's about to have a child. So, like, nobody out here can, like, there's some investment in the fact that there's a return to it as well. But I think the focus is on the bigger return, which is the message, the awareness, the support. I think that's the bigger return. But I mean, if he gets paid for his contribution, why are we going to hate on this man? Like, you know what I'm saying? We're talking about.
It's another thing to cry about.
Listen, what you're talking about. We're talking about a LGBTQ fucking support shirt and a wrestling shirt being sold at the masses. That's a fucking phenomenal thing.
But should someone have thought about it from an AEW first perspective and not from a talent first perspective?
Sure.
And wouldn't
You
it
mean
have
like
been...
the brand ambassador?
Yeah,
right.
Like
Who's that
NXT
again?
this week, right?
Who's the brand ambassador?
Cody. I mean,
No, like I said, it's dangerous
not
because
Cody.
anything this
Not
man does is
Cody.
gonna be under the microscope.
Brandy.
It's gonna
Brandy.
come off as he gotta do shit in a way it doesn't come off as I'm the one benefiting from the company and personally.
Because he still makes money.
Yeah, but like people look at that shit.
this whole month, any shirt he said is gonna go to the cause.
It's gonna go.
Any of his shirts.
Okay.
That's good.
But it's still not making money. Because remember, go to the cause can mean a lot of things, bro. They sometimes can take their cut depending on what the size is. Because of services. You know what I mean?
I think
there's always middlemen. There's always fine print. There's always...
But either way.
No, I think that's illegal.
Oh.
So surely it's not going down.
Sure it is.
As long as you say it's like an advertising expense.
Yo.
Also using money for one grant to use it for another. That's it.
I'm just saying. Yo, just because the government has done it does not make it right. I'm just saying. Oh my God, why?
Why you taking shots at the government?
Speaking of
taking shots at the government,
Smack it up.
CM Punk decides to take a shot at the wrestling government.
No,
man.
For real? CM Punk, just shit. Nah.
I couldn't believe it. It was like news waves everywhere. Oh my God, holy shit. He's talking to somebody from, I believe it's Bloody Disgusting editors, some kind of news editor, some shit. John Squires. He tweets about the budget cuts that we're gonna get into in a little bit. He wrote, one thing that has consistently bummed me out about WWE in recent years is that it's been a wealth of incredible talent in that company, but rarely do they seem to do anything with them or know what to do with them. The latest wave of releases is truly stunning reflection of that issue. So Punk goes ahead and responds, it's like a movie with a blockbuster budget and cast. If it's written by creatively bankrupt nincompoops, specifically for an audience of one, in a language nobody understands anymore, it's trash. But people watch it because they like movies. Women shrugging emoji.
Yeah.
Did he hit it on the nail?
Was that a lie?
No. I think it was hot fire. I think he's spitting truth. Old school. What you think, man? You think he's a liar?
In anyone else's hand, it's just a tweet. In CM Punk's hand, it's gospel.
That shit is deep as fuck. That's what she said.
We about to put that shit on a shirt. Proceeds go to the HPC podcast.
Actually, it's funny.
If you get unblock us first, Punk.
It's funny because If you go to heelspopschairshots.com/shop, you can get
Oh, what are you gonna find there?
a dope set of merchandise from the bad guys themselves, particularly one shirt from Christian inspired shirt. Anyway, CM Punk,
real Christian inspired shirt.
Yeah, oh man, that is
The bad
no
guys
longer
like the
context in which I said it.
You know what else is no longer? Oh no, I can't say it yet. I can't say it yet.
Well, you got to say it now.
You gotta say it now.
Oh,
But
man.
you know what I will say though. CM
Don't say
Punk
official.
popping like this, all that tells me is that to this day, if CM Punk will return to anything else but a UFC MMA ring, right? Just don't go back to that. If he comes back to a wrestling like promotion, that shit is gonna be news. It's gonna be hot fire, and people are gonna be the tickets are gonna be selling out because it's must see.
Yeah.
Like he's
Still got
one
the
of the
draw
most
power.
galvanizing people in the history of wrestling with the mic in his hand. Like
CM Punk or Daniel Bryan? Who got more draw?
I would say
CM Punk.
Yeah. for sure.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah! I don't want to say that, but I think that's.
I'm
real.
sorry,
I
but
think
look-
more people.
Look, am I an asshole for saying that
Anything.
Daniel
yeah.
Bryan, when he's at his peak, nobody can argue. When he's at his peak, that's when him winning now the fucking WWE Championship, the 2 straps at WrestleMania. That's the high point of his career. That's the peak of the fucking Yes movement.
Most careers, yeah.
And
His over was able
and
to
right
set
now
that
he's
up.
a B+ player on that roster.
Oh, okay.
Well, he's
Okay.
he's
And
not on the roster.
Punk,
Because they gave him a B+ role, right? Like it's not like
that's fair, but remember, I think his health plays a role into it as well.
Oh, for sure.
And
For
family
sure.
shifts as well, right?
he's at that part where like I don't want to. Oh, I'm gonna say it anyway. Like he's at that part where Chris Benoit should have started slowing down, but he didn't.
That's where you were going with that.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
And
just
then-
need to slow down a little bit.
I probably
and Danny Bryan's like, "Hey, I'm gonna slow down."
but that's fair.
Just a little bit.
Yes.
Just a little
And
bit.
Kawiki think that he does the headbutt too.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, you're right, and that's kind of what I refer to as well. I understand if you listen to his recent interviews,
Wow.
it's a lot of his choice as well.
Chris Benoit.
He's slowing it down a little bit because he understands also there's longevity to it, right?
Yeah.
But if you to lo saca todo el jugo ahora, you know what I mean? If you take all that juice out now, you ain't gonna be able to survive that type of career. You know what I mean? He's trying to be a legend. He's trying to be a situation.
Oh,
Talking about CM Punk right now. If CM Punk will come back, shit will get crazy.
you
That's
talk about
the-
staying in your
yeah.
lane?
Just like fucking when Cena comes back to WWE, people gonna go a little crazy. They're gonna go just a little crazy. I don't know who the fuck's
Just a
gonna
little
see
crazy.
him. I don't know who the fuck's gonna see him come in, but they're gonna go crazy.
You know who's not gonna see him? I can think of some
Punk.
people. I can think of some people who are not gonna see him because
Punk.
they're gonna be in different locker rooms.
Winner! Talk to me, old school. Talk to me real quick.
Because I think we lost some people yesterday. Was it?
Why?
We have
Let's make sure. Let's make sure. Let's make sure. Fuck, I got stuck.
Let's make sure you know what the fuck
I got bad emotional shit. Let's make sure that the reference that they are not deceased. You know what I mean?
Oh God!
That they have
Let's
this
go
time.
back to
We're gonna talk
Shabbat.
about people losing their employment.
Yeah.
Shout out to Leonel.
Yo,
Uh,
especially in
we
this
have-
day and age, losing your employment in wrestling isn't the worst thing that can happen.
Yeah.
WWE confirms top stars have been released. We getting into this? We're gonna do it right now?
Do it, bro. Do it. Let's do it.
Michael Cole.
Dog, bitch.
Hey, how about that Jimmy Smith guy?
Yes. You
Pop.
main commentator, yo.
I haven't listened enough yet, so I wouldn't know.
But I wasn't
is he
mad.
good? Is he good? Okay.
I mean,
Mad,
Let's give him a
and
shot.
Raw
Let's
was
give him
still
a shot.
shit, and it wasn't because of him. So it reached
Yeah.
the lowest. It just came out shameful ratings for Raw this week.
Oh.
Like
that's true.
all-time lows.
Oh, was it?
That's crazy. But but NBA playoffs have a little bit to do with that as well.
A little bit, but not a lot of it.
No, there's also, you know what else has a lot to do with it? With the poor decision making that's happening in that fucking organization.
40 plus creatives.
Because, like you said, there's some talents this week that got their, nails clipped.
No one you would know. No one you would know, though.
Nah.
No. You sure?
Nah.
It's just because nobody really gave a shit about Braun Strowman, Aleister Black, Lana, Ruby Riott, Buddy Murphy, or
but what was
shot?
But what was Braun Strowman's last match? It wasn't like it was a world title match, was it? Shit.
No, I mean, what you expect's gonna happen to a person's fucking ability to go over when you fucking shower him with pea soup and shit, making him look like a buffoon. Like,
yo, but he had a dope ass Haas match just like 2 or 3 weeks ago,
bro,
for the title.
Because he's talented. Not only did this man transform his body as well, he's a big motherfucker that can move, and he can go.
You remember that
ring.
needle?
He's gotten better, and then his physique now. And let's not forget, he's dope on the mic. He does have to do on the mic.
No, he's not. Braun Strowman.
He does what he has to do.
Isn't he conscious, or what was the fucking word that he fucked up? What did he botch?
I forgot. He about
you know whose fault that is? The creator should give it a big motherfucker like that a word like that. How about that?
He's notorious. He botches his promos. Braun is a notorious promo botch.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't say that either, but Braun does the minimum. He does the bare minimum verbally.
He's an attraction. Like, you don't need him to talk.
Yeah, you don't need him to
there.
He's been entertained. He's been more entertaining as of late.
Braun's gimmick
his mic is not.
Be a big boy.
Yeah.
Go be a big
man
fuck.
Things.
And now go be it elsewhere, baby.
Oh my God. So Strowman
ring slime, and it was his last match was in WrestleMania. The WrestleMania Backlash.
That was
slime, yo.
The triple threat.
Trash, bro. But the guy that just wrestled the McMahon at WrestleMania is gone. He said he'd never wrestle for another company again. Are we buying that?
Did he say that?
He said that. He said that
years ago, though.
Years ago, he said. Oh, no. But he was adamant. But he was pretty adamant in his statement. It was something like, "I told Vince that if I'm gonna strap up my boots and hang them up, it's gonna be for Vince, and that's it. And I'm never gonna wrestle anywhere else."
Yeah. That was before he thought he was about to get cut.
Yeah.
Let's see how you hold on to that. Because
everyone got a plan until they got punched in the face, you know?
Yeah. Right, exactly. Yeah. And he's getting a lot of heat from that fucking throwback post of the indie hate.
Oh,
he gave and shit.
But we'll get into it, but that's okay with indie hate, because that's not where he's headed.
Oh.
We'll talk about it.
Okay, all right. Aleister Black. We didn't talk about Mr. We just came back to SmackDown.
They were just selling his new shirt
title run,
on Monday.
Title run on
They're promoting his new shirt on Monday, bro, for sale. On Raw as well.
They were pushing him into an IC feud. Like, he was mid-push.
I don't understand.
But once again, let's say there were some that would say, such as Booker T, that he didn't see it.
All right, let's talk about it.
He isn't that guy.
Go ahead.
He isn't that talent. Like, he does this, a gimmick that's known as MMA fighter type of. Yo, Booker, like, I just had some newfound respect for you. What are you doing? What are you talking about right now?
Y'all want me to read the excerpt he said and shit?
Please, yeah, go ahead, read that shit. I know you don't know how to read, but
I'll try my best.
You
can't give a guy intro, give him a black gimmick, a dark robe, and go out there and become a star. You put him on that thing, mimics the Aleister Black's entrance as he's saying it. The thing is, it did look cool, but understand, you just can't get that gimmick and think because of the smoke and mirrors, you're going to go out there and you're going to get over. Aleister Black is a good worker, but I'm looking for a guy that's talent. I'm looking for a guy that's going to go out and do things totally different than everybody else on the roster. Like come out in a fucking thing that goes like this, dress in black, come out with poetry that nobody understands. Aleister Black had his MMA getup, his kung fu karate, black mask for the finisher. I've never seen a black mask finisher on anybody else, by the way. I get it. But for me, Aleister Black was a guy that didn't set himself apart from the rest of the guys in the locker room. He looked identically the same as Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
It was the same fucking gimmick. I did not notice this.
John Cena clone.
Booker T, how ridiculous of all the people to say that about on any of the recent cut lists,
King Booker.
you're gonna
you
say
know
that shit about him?
Guys, that's CCE right there.
Damn, nah. You know what? I'm gonna blame it on a little bit of too much of the bubbly because after his buyout,
It was the Mountain Dew and
on
Tito's.
A&E came out, like Booker T's been buzzing, right? And his promotions have been growing. There's more interest on the product. His wrestling school's blowing up. Like, he's legitimized his status in the wrestling world, right? But I think he's been partying a little too much lately. So maybe this is why it's leading to this. You know, it's okay. It's okay to self-love here and there. It's all right.
You got lost looking for WWE treasures.
But I'm expecting a retraction.
Yo, of all the people to say that they've not done enough to distance themselves from other characters, Aleister Black is the worst example of that very statement.
No. You know what? He worked us, didn't he?
He worked you. That's what.
No. Because he puts that statement out there, and what's the first thing like every wrestling fan did? We went ape shit, and we started posting. But Aleister Black's the greatest. He's the most unique person. What if that was the point? What if he was being the puppet master?
Look, Vince, this is how it is. Everybody loves that motherfucker. Sign him.
Yeah.
Man, corporate stoogery at its finest.
Yo, fucking mind fuck. That's how you work the crowd.
It's not out of the realm of possibility with this fucking company.
Booker T, Aleister Black, WrestleMania. Book it.
I would like to see.
Y'all want to hear the long, heartfelt text message that was sent out to these guys by John Laurinaitis?
Oh, hold on. Lana, Ruby Riott, Buddy Murphy, Santana Garrett. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Due to the budget cuts, the following talent released today: Braun Strowman, Lana, Buddy Murphy, Santana Garrett, Ruby Riott, and Aleister Black. John Laurinaitis.
What else? This is what it is, yo.
He didn't wish them well.
Listen,
how do you know what their future endeavors gonna be now?
I'm not gonna blame Laurinaitis because he has a shitty job to do. He has a shitty job to do because that's not his decision.
That's okay. It doesn't need to be your decision to be empathetic. And I understand it's a fucking business. But you don't have to talk like a robot. Motherfuckers lost their careers right now. Not really. I think they'll all land on their feet because they're all good. But I'm saying they lost their dream job.
No, 100%. I wanted you to take that energy out of you, right? Because that's the truth. That's what we need, guys. I need to be the bad guy sometimes too. You know what I mean? Shit. Come on now. It's terrible, yo. What kind of business practices? And this is not the first time, though. It's not the first time we're hearing about this. This is the first set of cuts, guys. And this is not going to be the last set of cuts either.
Oh, shit.
Because there's more cuts rumored to be coming. There's more cuts rumored to be coming.
Get the fuck out of here. No way. Nah, I don't believe that.
Oh, yeah.
For real?
Because there's some other rumors going around. There's some ideas ruminating, some conspiracies building. Too many uncles have been speaking. And they say that the E is about to sell. That's why they cutting in all these mofos.
Yeah, for real.
It's kind of crazy.
You know what?
All I'm saying,
we're going into deep waters here. I think we gotta really dig into this fucking thing here. Talk to me, Mitchell. What you gotta say?
Are we gonna dig into this fucking thing, or are we gonna miss what you got to say? Because we can't dig into this thing and then scoop out what you gotta say out of it.
I was gonna dig into a little bit, and I went
Why are we digging things out of people?
I got you right now. Talk about Twitter and our fan base right now, because we was lit all week as usual. You know, the Twitter game's on point. Coming, baby. Woo! We doing big things, baby. So we get the hate, we get the love,
10K all day,
and we also get the insightful tweets. So let's talk about a specific tweet here. Shout outs to @1 Mrs. Roman Reigns. She tweeted us something that we're gonna talk about right now. Tweet goes, something to discuss on your next podcast. Don't you think it's weird that WWE getting rid of their top talent, but are keeping the ones that the fans forgot still were there? And do you think this is all because Vince is gonna sell the company soon, or what?
What a loaded question. So I think we tackle it one by one, right? And we talk about why do you think it's funny or weird that WWE is getting rid of like these top guys and keeping around some other guys, right? Because when you look at, and gals, when you look at the rosters, right, the WWE rosters, man, They gutted this roster. Who is left? Right? You got guys like, I mean, there's no, you never, I never want to say like I want to see this particular person lose his job, right? But at the same time, like you're gonna cut a guy like Aleister Black, you're gonna cut a worker like Ruby Riott, you're gonna cut like this talent that you've been cutting the last 2 or 3 rounds. Like I get trimming the fat, but some of these people, like Tom Phillips, is a cut that does not make sense to me.
Yo,
on like six different levels, and that happened back a little bit, but he was a guy that came in, did everything he was asked to do, did it well. In my opinion, I thought Tom Phillips was the future of that broadcast move.
Yeah,
and then you go cutting it, and then you cut a guy like Aleister Black right in the middle of a little run, and then you do all these little things. All right.
Thanks.
What is the plan? What are you doing? You clearly, like, you're not making decisions based on TV quality. You're not making decisions based on popularity, more or less. You're not making decisions based off of like personality or like controversiality, right? There's guys like Jason Riker who have been known to like say, racist shit. They bring back guys like Hogan all the time. They don't care about their morals and shit. You know what I mean? So
shout out to Mike the ref too. When you're done, I want to get into that.
Nah, go ahead. But
don't forget Lars Sullivan. Shit.
I mean, Lars Sullivan got cut eventually.
Eventually, I think I resigned.
But he needed to get cut though.
Also, you look at like the women's tag team division. What is that? What did they just do? They cut Lana. Like, they cut Ruby. What the fuck? Like, you just killed 2 teams.
Crazy.
They killed that team when they cut Sarah. To be honest.
Yo, they can't even fucking fill a Royal Rumble right now.
Yo,
yes,
they can't fill a SmackDown.
Yes, they can. You pull up Mick Foley with each of the participants. Everyone comes in 3 different times.
Santina,
at least twice.
Max Caster is gonna come out as Bobby Lashley's sister.
There you
it's
go.
Gonna be like everybody's coming out, bro.
There you go.
Shout out to Chat. Chat's going crazy right now. So
Alexa
brings out a bring point. Lana went through those tables for nothing. Okay, I hear that, but that was spiteful. That wasn't really for nothing. They was getting their way. They knew she was getting cut ahead of time. Mike the ref. Shout out to Mike the ref. Thanks for joining the stream today, brother. Coincidence that they fired Tom Phillips the same day that they announced Jimmy Smith as Raw commentator, and he makes a crazy point here. Strowman is getting Lesnar money. Lesnar money deal right now for doing what? So he thinks it makes sense to get rid of Braun Strowman. I'm not too mad. I'm gonna be honest.
Whoa. He's getting Lesnar money, but he's not working Lesnar's schedule.
Yeah, he's working every week.
He was working every week.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. That's fair. But yo, like, let's not act like this is a terrible thing either. Let's recognize some truths. Was Brock being utilized the right? I mean, fucking Braun being utilized the right way at the WWE? Was he being booked where he needed to be booked?
Repeat that about every other wrestler on the roster. Was X person booked the way they should have been booked?
It's a coincidence to
That's
reality.
The problem. That's the problem. You can say about Aleister Black. You can say that about Braun. You can say that about Murphy.
Yep.
Ruby Riott.
Ruby Riott.
Look at the way Tom Phillips was booked.
Yo, it's crazy.
He was booked bad.
It's crazy. Bro.
We look at it, and then the rumored cuts, right? The people that are maybe possibly gonna get cut, man. I hope they don't get cut. If they get cut, this shit is stupid, right? Keith Lee talk about how you get booked. Mia Yim, right? What was her name? Reckless? What was her name? Reckoning. Speaking of Ricochet Pop, Ricochet just kill the Riot Squad, kill Morgan, right?
Otis,
the final blow. Liv gotta be on edge right now. I feel bad for Liv. She gotta be on edge probably. She probably thinking like.
Look at those people and tell me any one of them that got booked the way they should have been booked. Maybe Santana Garrett. How many times you saw on the main roster? Exactly, that's my point. So, like, everybody there. So that's the problem. How do we look? How do we watch Raw? How do we watch SmackDown when any sort of give a fuck If you don't give a fuck. Oh, Alistair Black, yo, this is your big return. Bow. I love the contact, man. Yo, I'm going to cut him tomorrow, so no le digan nada. Right? Yo, Brian, yo, go have this killer match at Backlash WrestleMania, WrestleMania.com/WrestleMania. Bam, yo, we'll cut his ass in 2 weeks. Yo, like, what are you doing?
Yo,
what are you doing?
And that brings it back to that question I always ask with these fucking random ass cuts. Who did they end up fucking? Who did they fuck? Who did they touch? Who did they piss off?
To that point, JP, Mike the Ref brings up another one. My thinking on why the cuts, NBC saw the books of WWE and said, what the fuck? Sort of like Time Warner looked at WCW books.
If that's
hold up. But Time Warner owned WCW. They can look at the books of WCW. NBC, while being the major distributor, would not have rights to look at the numbers of the E. The only numbers they would get to look at would be the financial statements let out quarterly.
But isn't that something they can at least request to
If I'm the CFO of WWE and one of my people or one of my distributors asks me for my books, I'm gonna wave a finger at them. And it's not gonna be the thumb or the
things. Okay.
Does that even make sense? Why would NBC even give a fuck? The point is to get eyeballs, and Raw is still
unless
the
they try
top
to buy
show
him
on Monday night, unless there's a sport.
Ooh,
right?
Unless they're trying to buy.
Unless they're trying to buy them.
Yo, but Vince is not gonna. We're gonna talk about that too. Fuck. All right. Vince is not gonna sell the company, bro. Vince is not gonna sell the company.
Yo,
that's not.
This is something that's come out years ago.
Or
this is not a new report. This is like that UFO shit that they were talking about.
Or
Obama was like, "Yo, there's some UFOs flying in the fucking sky that nobody wants to ignore."
The reports coming out.
That shit we're still trying to ignore. Yeah, WWE is still trying to sell the company, bro.
Or
it's the same thing.
Or I can't happen to the fucking swinging nuts. Holy shit. Or this is all part of the plan. What if Vince is really done, yo? What if Vince is like, yo, I'm getting too old for this shit. He's pulling a Danny Glover. And
I have a shitload of questions after
but
that.
the fucked up part about it is
I want to talk about that.
Cash out. I'm gonna cash out instead of just leaving this for the family to moving forward.
Why?
Yes, JP.
That's what that's telling me.
Why? Why would Vince do that?
Because it's a sinking fucking shit.
Yo, egomaniacs.
No.
Don't have any fucking reasoning for that.
No, exactly. No, they do. Egomaniacs do it for themselves, their legacy, what they believe kind of gods they are. Vince sees himself as a wrestling god. Don't fucking forget that, yes, he is a businessman. Absolutely. But above all else, he is a god. And if in wrestling, if you want to be a god in wrestling, you have to keep the shrine and throne you sit on. You can't sell that shit. You can't. And you know what? Your family keeps it. And if that shit crumbles after you're gone, you'll be known as the greatest and the best that did it.
Either way,
we fuck it.
But this allows your family to the legacy, the power to continue, man. Right? And not for nothing. It's something that the universe, right? The wrestling fans are waiting for and are excited about because we've seen where Steph and Triple H can take this company. We've seen clips of it.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if I'm excited.
And
I don't know if I'm
promising.
excited. Old school. You said something years ago about WWE, Vince McMahon specifically being that spiteful. That spiteful. That he will die.
Hold on.
Finish it.
I remember this conversation.
I'm going to fuck it up, but talk to me. Say it.
So Paul Heyman actually theorized that Vince, being a very old school man, he not only wants to keep it in the family, he wants to keep it in the McMahon family, right? It came to him from his father, from his father's father. So while Shane has not taken a real stake in the company, actually I think he sold all his shares. He does have 2 boys. Or actually 3 boys, I think now. So Paul said he doesn't think it's out of the realm of possibility for Vince McMahon to hold on long enough for, I'm going to say Declan is the oldest, Declan McMahon, to be able to grab the reins.
This grandkids, not even Triple H, not even Shane, not even Stephanie.
His mama lived to like 100. So
bro,
I'm just saying.
He's that spiteful right now.
Vince is the kind of guy that works every day.
Yeah. He's the type of guy that's gonna get sick when he doesn't.
The show the day of. Does that look like someone that's gonna burn his kingdom to the ground? Does that look like someone that's gonna end it all?
Yeah.
No.
If it's like Mike the Wrestler in the chat.
But it's not. It's not. Because Vince is not gonna let that go. You don't build this shit. His dad left it to him. They named the Capitol Wrestling Center after Capitol Wrestling. His dad's joint. So why would they Vince would not do that? He just honored his family by doing that. He's not selling. And not only is he not selling, it cannot be wrestled away from him. Vincent Kennedy McMahon owns 38%, according to Brandon Thurston on Twitter, who is like a wrestle economics genius. All right. He did a deep dive. He checked it out. Vincent Kennedy McMahon owns 38% of the shares. All right, no doubt. All right. But he owns 81% of the voting units. You know what that means? Haha,
you
fuck
can't
you.
Do shit.
So this comes into my wheelhouse a little bit.
Talk about
it. So Vince has always been a hustler, right? When he put the IPO out for the WWE, he gave people voting rights. He said, "Yeah, you guys can get a piece of the action. We'll make you feel like it's Amway, right? Yeah. You're owners of your own destiny." Well, what he did was he created a Class A and a Class B. So this Class B, that's for the family.
B is for the family.
That's for the family.
Okay. Class
B has 10 times the voting right of a normal Class A stock. That's what Vince kept for the family. So you can get all the shares you want. You're still not going to have the power of the McMahons.
So what kind of power does the voting have? What kind of power specifically?
They could They could theoretically oust him, right? Kick him off the board,
they
right?
Can't.
Make him lose control. But no, he's saying like, what kind of power would they have, right? Yeah. Well, if they had the power, they could be like, "Yo, Kennedy, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, you're not making these decisions no more. Get the fuck out of here. Let's turn, right the ship."
Yeah, that's never gonna happen.
Or sell. Well, we're gonna sell the company.
No, not Bill Gates. Who the fuck am I thinking about?
Jeff Bezos?
No. Didn't that happen
Bezos,
to the creator of Apple?
Oh, Steve Jobs. He got thrown out.
He got thrown out.
He did not have those shit that he created.
Out of some shit he created.
He didn't read the fine print.
Let's talk sale for 2 seconds. Just 2 seconds.
No.
What does that look like if they were to sell?
Like nothing, because it's not gonna happen.
But like, if they sell, that means Vince is not calling the shots no more. Can he sell and still call the shots?
It could be like New Japan, right? Like New Japan is currently owned by Bushiroad, I want to say is the name of the company. They bought it from Antonio Inoki. And this was Inoki's baby. He started it, I want to say it was like 72.
Something about right.
As soon as they bought it from him, he dipped. They're like, "All right, thanks for all your work."
And he's not been a part since. He hasn't been part of it since.
He started his own company that lasted a cup of coffee.
So
but hold on. Conversely,
I don't see you saying goodbye to Vince.
Conversely, he could do a Dana White, right? Dana White sold his rights to UFC, but he maintained his presidency, blah blah. He also made like $1 bajillion in that. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so if there's a possibility to do it the other way. Either way, not gonna happen. That's not even real. You drive the value of a company by making it look like you're gonna sell. People want to buy that shit. They are a content powerhouse. All right, that gives them leverage for their next contract because they're not gonna sell. They're just gonna sell rights to their current product. So you're never gonna have a piece of that. Never gonna have a piece of that. Nobody. NBC's not gonna offer enough money to
piece of my Kit Kat bar.
So that lures the next question here, fellas. What now? What now?
Well, I got a question before your question. So if it isn't about selling, it's about driving up the appeal and the value of the product, then why the cuts? Then explain the cuts.
You got at this point, if they're trying to leverage for something more, you do the budget cuts to narrow the margin, right? Narrow the overhead, right? You want your profits to look a certain way against your expenditures. So you keep your expenditures low. He cut some bigger contracts. All right, Braun Strowman got that $3 million contract. And guess what? Something that's a real possibility that nobody likes to talk about. But Thea Trinidad is coming back, right? So that means anybody can come back. I just got to cut you when we do our evaluation. We could do this fucking evaluation, and in 2, 3 months, 6 months, 5 months, 10 months, I could sign whoever the fuck I want because I'm Vincent Kennedy McMahon and I do whatever the fuck I want. I got 81%, bitch.
So if that is the case, then what that tells you is this is specifically about driving up the value, because now with seeing all these cuts and the narrative of they're trying to sell being out and our value being potentially posted about what that looks like, does this have people calling? Does this have people driving up the value? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah. And that only buys them leverage.
And you know what? That's fucked up. That's playing puppet master, bro. You're fucking with people's lives. This is people's livelihood right here.
It's true.
These are people's dreams.
Danny makes a great
sacrifice point. Lives for this.
That shit don't mean nothing. That shit don't mean nothing. It's a business. It's a business. You're signed today. You're cut tomorrow. You're signed again. You don't know. That shit is cutthroat. How many people got fucked? Before,
without a union, they contracted. That's it.
Right. Danny goes on to say that he's done with WWE. He's like, for that, I'm gonna just keep watching AEW, right? Because they keep counting all these talents.
Danny was done when the fucking Arcade Bro came out. How about that?
Yeah, that's true too. He didn't like Arcade Bro. But I remember Mischief saying something along those lines as to where, are we just supposed to be watch AEW now or something like that? Or because like,
I'm just tired. I'm tired, guys. Do we really have to talk about WWE anymore and Raw anymore?
Right? Who's watching?
Garbage.
Yo, the all-time low this past Monday. Kofi, a rematch between Kofi and Drew McIntyre that they did the first time as a no finish because they marketed it wrong, and then they wanted another week to fucking promote it.
So wait. So first and foremost, let's fucking acknowledge the fact that this is always great for AEW. Everything that's happening is also great for AEW because this also has people saying, "What the fuck else is there out there?" I'm getting frustrated with this situation. What else can I see? There's only people, and also potentially talents. So why don't we talk about that? Where do we have these individuals that just got cut? Where do we have them booked? Where do we see them going? What would be more beneficial? A lot of people out here saying, "Oh, AEW picks up WWE's trash." Mischief, you said that shit ain't trash. What are you talking about trash?
We're gonna talk about the. I was waiting until y'all shut the fuck up, but now we're doing it. All right. So talk about being tired. I'm sick and tired of the internet, bro. I'm tired of Twitter. Tired. Y'all bitch about everything. There's nothing good that can happen. Now cuts are never a good thing. 6 weeks ago, nobody gave a fuck about Santana Garrett, right? But here we are, whining and complaining about Santana Garrett getting cut, right? Damn. Tom Phillips. We hadn't talked about Tom Phillips in weeks, but he got cut, and all of a sudden, wham. Yo, I'm tired of that take. No one cared about them until they got released. Yo, the fact of the matter is that when you cut in someone's paycheck, dog, you're Xing out that dream that they had, that future that they had, the thing that they were trying to get. For what? All right? The fact of the matter is that Twitter, people were not following these people because they were not booked correctly.
Yeah, man.
All right. Dr. Seuss had to write the cat in a hat a certain kind of way to get the cat and the hat over.
That's true.
And had he done his shit job, you wouldn't have given a damn about the hat, the cat, the thing one, the thing two. So it's all about how they're booked. I'm tired of y'all talking about, oh, no one cared. You didn't make me care. It's a shame because of their talent. It's a shame because of their skill set. It's a shame because of the things they bring to the table, not because of what WWE did. So stop talking about that. Tired of take. Go ahead.
And that's why it's a blessing, bro. That's why at some point you have to consider that it's a blessing in disguise. Because when we're here talking about these individuals not being booked the correct way, what have we already seen about the talents that have been cut prior to this? Because this has already been happening for time now. I feel like it's almost every month we come back in here and talking about people getting cut. And look at what they're doing now in other companies. This is an opportunity to rediscover yourself. Excellent. Look at Deanna Purrazzo right now. leading the women's division in Impact. That shit is powerful. You know what I'm saying? Like, so Impact is a platform that we don't have to talk about that a lot of this talent that just got released would fucking shine at. I'll get into that when we get to it, but it's a blessing in disguise, guys, because instead of sitting in catering, collecting this paycheck, fucking mooning over monotony and becoming complacent, now they have an opportunity to get hungry again. They have an opportunity to search. They have an opportunity to go to a company like AEW, like Impact, like NWA, like MLW, and JPW to do shit the way they want to do it. And remember, whenever you are a WWE talent, you will for always be a WWE talent. So right now, no matter what, when they're getting booked, former WWE superstar, like that's part of their shit.
For the rest,
in the wrestling world, they're a legend. In the wrestling world, C minus, sure, but because they were at once in the E. That's just facts.
Right. Yep.
Yo, tired take number 2. Not everyone has to go to AEW. Not everybody wants to go to AEW. Yo, shut up, yo.
Can I start it? Because I know you're going to go off. First of all, my man, así viene sandwich, okay? You're not going to be working for fucking the NBA or the top company in what the division or field it is that you're working in. Get fired or get cut and get to McDonald's, my man. You're not gonna try to be like, let me check out McDonald's, see what's McDonald's offering and shit. You're gonna at least exercise each and every option possible to you. And what is the next best thing other than New Japan? I guess check-wise, right? Old school, if I'm mistaken.
You'd be right. It'd probably between those two.
Other than NJPW, I think AEW is probably the next possible or best place for you to go for your wallet. No?
Why wouldn't I go to AEW?
And some would say the best avenue to get the most exposure. It's the hot new thing.
Exposure, right? TV time. They're gonna have Rampage. There's gonna be more TV. They're gonna have they got their YouTube shit.
It's not gonna be in Thunder colors.
And not only that,
shooting the Ish alum Al Snow put it to us that your time on TV, right? That's the time you advertise yourself. You create yourself as a brand. So where you can get the most eyes, that's AEW, right? We're not trying to mince words.
Yo,
who's gonna get the most eyes?
Yeah.
Yo, how many people watch ROH? You know, how many people? Comparably, how many people watch Impact? There's nobody in the arenas. Impact's dope. Best women's division in wrestling.
Yo, give it up for Impact's consistency. The consistency. The same amount of fans pre and post pandemic.
Impact's gonna be one of those places. For me, that's I at least put Impact as number 3.
Impact is always number 3.
Yeah.
Because yo, it's still like this is Impact would be an excellent place for a couple of these talent to become that it person in a kind of pseudo repackaging. To get that extra elevation in their name and in their pedigree, to then go somewhere like AEW when they're fucking on fire, because they're getting to that point where they're on fire. They just came off probably one of the hottest pay-per-views they've had in a long ass time, and of course it's because the fans are back, right? That's been the fucking missing element. That's the magic right there. That's you put two shots together. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's not a terrible thing to want to go to Impact. Right? It's not a terrible thing. But for me,
I'll take it one step further.
Shine Impact is Ruby Riott. I think Ruby Riott and Impact going up against somebody like Deonna Purrazzo, that shit would be fire. Fire. Jordan Grace.
I think Ruby could solidify Impact's role as the leader in women's wrestling. I think she would be a great asset for AEW as a veteran. I really don't have that many veteran women as AEW.
Do you feel that her going to AEW should be shot all the way up?
I feel if she's not shot all, she's at the very least like the Christian over there.
Okay.
Like she's the one that's going to become your your crucible or your measuring stick.
Yeah. Okay.
How about any
kind
of these
like
talents?
They used on the Rosa, right? Kind of like they used on the Rosa, right?
Right. Exactly.
Okay. You know, something we haven't talked about. MLW doesn't get the respect it deserves. Just in syndication. I forgot what channel they're going
Vice.
on.
They're on Vice.
Thank you.
They're on Vice now?
Which is dope.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dope.
Yeah.
And it works for MLW too.
I think that's a beautiful fit. I think there's a lot of synergy in that. You know?
You know who I'd love
There's
to
a
see
lot
go
of
to
good things in
MLW?
there.
And it's a weird take because everyone thinks AEW is the obvious choice. Lana.
Ooh.
MLW?
Because Selena De La Renta has left, and there's this vacuum, right, where you could have like a female personality who could be a manager, potentially a wrestler, right?
That's fair.
And I think it would allow Lana to grow. AEW, she's just gonna be Miro's gal, right?
That's true. So it depends on what direction she wants to go in. Right?
Yo, that's a big loss for MLW, man. The loss of Selena. She was big out there.
It's gonna be interesting to see what she does next, man. She's gonna do something.
Entire class.
But let's not dismiss though. If you listen to our interview with Selena La Renta, because she is a shooting the alum, she mentioned she has other aspirations and passions. Like, don't be surprised if you see her coming out in a movie or a TV show at some point. You know what I mean?
Yo, facts.
She is a talented woman, so that's a foreign.
All right, let me hit my third tire take real quick. Yo, I'm tired. I'm tired of AEW picks up WWE's trash. Rah. Didn't we just say, you dumb piece of shit, that if you're gonna go from number one, you want to land on number two? Right? AEW opens this avenue where you can be exactly the character you want to be, with the amount of backing and resources and support, creatively, emotionally, spiritually, right? They got a Jungle Boy, they got an alien, they got all sorts of shit. Dinosaurs, yo, they got it. Like, if you want to be a puppy, bro, yo, go be yourself a puppy, dog.
I mean, yo, Sammy Guevara came out with a panda helmet. You know what I mean? For a little bit out there.
Yo,
what you want to be, bro?
Like, you could be whoever the fuck you want to be in AEW. Why would you not go to AEW?
AEW is like the Toys R Us for wrestlers.
Yo, for real. AEW is doing a tremendous job. And this is the one thing that they do that I love above all else. And JP, I'll give it to you real quick.
No, it's just about that.
The one thing that is booking, right? And I said this shit before, and that's why I was going to spin off, right? Because I trust their booking. You go to AEW to be trusted to do what you think is the best for the program, the best for your character, the best for the show. Sting, yo, stay in your lane. They'll teach you to stay in your lane. They'll tell you how to stay in your lane. Nobody's doing too much unless you're Matt Hardy, you're hitting the concrete. But that's another story for another day, right? Things will be learned. But AEW picks up WWE talent, and what does it do with it? That's the question. That's the question, except if you're Brian Cage. But that's the question. What do you want to do with it? All right? You want to be Christian Cage and outwork everybody? You want to be Sting, the 62-year-old legend? We're gonna
do something else.
We're gonna use you to help elevate a rising star and drag up guys like Team Taz, right? Help drag up, right? Other people around you. You're dragging up young talent. You're giving a name to Ethan Page, who, in my opinion, was one of the young studs, bro. I love Ethan Page. Scorpio Sky, already a big name, but
there's a big match. Yo, there's a big match for Ethan Page. Yes. A lot of eyes this match.
A lot of eyes. Of course, Ethan Page, rising star, no doubt. But Sting, the icon.
Selfies, Ethan Page.
Come on. You're using Christian Cage. You're using these Moxley. Moxley is now in the tag division briefly.
Which is awesome.
Right? Who are they bringing up? Kingston. Right, who really didn't need anything, right? Young Bucks are doing their thing.
That ovation that Kingston got, the ovation he's deserved for his fucking career, bro. Like,
that was so awaited. That was so many years in the making.
You could tell how soupy fucking was. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like, that was his moment. That was like, fuck. And on top of that, it being the first pay-per-view back with full of fans, like, that energy must have been ridiculous. Because, like I mentioned, let's not mention it, man. I was at the Knicks playoff game. I say it's sad now because they lost, but the energy.
Don't be sad. Hold on, the Knicks best season that you could have expected.
Of course,
the best.
I know we were playing for free money, bro. It was all good.
Yeah,
listen, Rocky lost that first.
We'll come back next year.
He did. We're gonna get comeback better than ever. I'm happy. It's a great thing.
Gonna get comeback player of the team.
It just happened. The bandit just came off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I need to brood for a little bit.
All right. Go ahead. Sit on that. But don't feel like AEW just picks up WWE's trash because
they
WWE's
recycle,
trash happens when you get Future Endeavored and you get your shit in the hefty bag. That's it. That's the trash.
That's the trash. Straight up.
That's the trash. Yo,
Speaking of AEW, out of the talents being cut, who would benefit most being in AEW? Is that where Aleister Black should go?
Braun
Yeah.
Strowman and Aleister Black will benefit the most, I think.
Those two.
did you see? So on Twitter, right? Twitter is talking a lot about Aleister Black joining the Dark Order. How dope of a fit that would be. The new leader, right?
I was guilty in saying it.
Hey, you
want
weren't
Hey,
the
Bullet
only
Club
one.
have many leaders, right? Bullet Club have many leaders. Like, it's
Yo,
okay.
It was dope. The concept is there. Like, yeah, no doubt they're kind of funky, they're kind of funny, they're kind of goofy, but they can be serious again. Look at John, right?
Yeah.
Hungy, him being a serious character, like with some serious dark tutelage, like really bringing the Dark Order dark again, right? That would be fun. It's a new direction. Why not?
Yeah.
Except Silver was like, we will only have one leader. We already have a leader. We don't need another leader.
Yeah, as soon as he said that, I dropped it. I was like, you know what? You're right. He's like, we had the best. We're not taking anyone else. I'm like, you know what? Facts.
What if it
He's the
causes a division?
Messiah.
What if it causes a schism in the Dark Order?
He could be the one to attack. the
Someone's
Dark
been
Order,
reading
take
my
him
tweets,
down.
I see.
Yeah, I was trying to get it
Somebody had to read them, old school.
You know.
So go ahead,
It
talk
wasn't
about
the
it.
internet, so it might as well be one of us. But
Go ahead, old school. So the schism, right? The division.
so schism, right? Like you could have Alistair force it to become serious, and in doing so, alienate a guy like John, right? Like he's going to become your babyface, love is love cult leader, right? You could get half of the guys to go with him. You have Anna Jay on his side. You have a Ruby or Heidi Lovelace or whatever name she's going to go by, join up to take on Anna. You have Braun there to be the heater. Right?
Let's book them all to AEW. Fuck it.
Yo,
Might
you
as
split up Anna Jay and Tay Conti, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How crazy would it be if
Yeah.
AEW signed all 6 of them?
That could be the start of Conte's single run, legitimate. Like,
Yo, because right now she's on fire. Yo, by the way, I'm gonna take a left real quick. You guys saw the new line of toys that are coming out?
for AEW?
AEW's new line, right? Britt Baker, Tay Conti,
What
a couple
about
other people.
Camel toe?
Yes.
The front and the back. Yo, have you seen Tay Conti's toy and how overly sexual it is?
Nah. Is it?
Her ass is fat. No, yo, it's not even. Yo.
I mean, I see no lies.
Take
Those motherfuckers were horny. They were like, Tay Conti, baby got back. I know you dirty motherfuckers are all looking it up right now. All of you right now, stop watching the show. You picked up your phones and you looked up Tay Conti's booty in the toy. In the toy.
Spelling it wrong.
Oh, it has that teardrop effect.
Yo,
It has that teardrop effect. Good lord, that's crazy.
that one dude was like, no, I want to make this.
Because you know who designed it? Fucking -1, bro. He knew what it was. That little man grew up in the ring.
He went from -1 to +1 real quick.
Come on now. You know that's like the baby he got a crush on. Come on now.
Yo, how about the leader of Dark Order Dark? I mean, is Aleister Black, and Dark Order Light is -1.
-1.
That'd be hilarious. That's hilarious. It kind of be like a Peter Pan type shit.
Would you
He's the leader of the tribe.
He's the leader of the Lost Boys.
Yeah.
How much would you pay to see Aleister Black Mass -1?
Hey, they've done it in Japan. Ask Kenny Omega about that shit.
But like, say some wild shit like this being that bad, yo, it would be crazy.
Hey,
You want to get
Send you
over
to
it?
your father.
listen, when we have a world where it was possible for a father and son to be tag team champions, even though it hasn't been booked amazingly like it should be, anything's possible, bro. Anything's possible, and that's a beautiful thing. But you know what I want to know what's possible? We talked about these talents that got cut, but what about Tom Phillips, bro? Where does Tom Phillips blow up? Where does he belong?
Well, he said he
Where do you
wanted
wanna see
to.
it?
he wanted to be in the broadcast booth for sports. I believe college football was what I read.
Yeah, but is the wrestling world really gonna let him go?
Yeah.
Like, is he not that great of a talent that he should be somewhere shining?
No, he's that great of a talent, but I don't think anyone's gonna pick him up. I mean, to be honest, like AEW has their roster, and then he's out of budget for everyone
they though?
else.
Because that's why they brought in Paul White. This is why they're bringing in Mark Henry. So it seems like they're willing to shuffle around. Not only that, but you also have Don Callis getting work done in AEW as well. I mean, I see. Not for nothing, we keep mentioning this name of this promotion, but Impact. Impact would be a nice spot for Tom Phillips.
Can they afford him?
Especially as Don Callis moves on.
Yeah.
Right. Because I feel he's gonna legitimately go to AEW soon.
I think you talk about legitimize. Ooh, I like that you use that word. I would not put him at Impact. I just don't think that that's what Impact needs. I don't see him fitting there. I think somewhere he would be a doper fit would be MLW. You want to talk about MLW? You want to talk about former WWE talents helping elevate? I mean, like making that connection, legitimizing on TV. Somebody that knows TV very well, right? Someone that can really be.
Have a former WWE talent on the commentary team.
How y'all feel about it? Mike Striker? I mean, sorry, Matt Striker and D'Lo on the Impact.
I think they do. I
they
think
work,
they're nice.
They work for Impact. Yeah.
Right.
They work for Impact, exactly. That's how I feel. I'm not blown away by them. I'm not, they work in that setting.
Which is why I say a name. This is why I say a name like Tom Phillips could shuffle things up a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be a bad thing. Because it's not like we're here talking about this is the best commentary team on the table. So why the fuck aren't we open for fucking business of shuffling things up? Especially in a situation when you see that the biggest company, number one, out here talking about they're not only cutting talent, but they're talking about selling. This is a moment to elevate your product. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Like this, like you understand when you're at the number one spot and you make these type of tidal wave moves, it doesn't only affect you, it affects everybody coming down the ladder as well. In a positive way, not only a negative way. As long as they take advantage. If they're advantageous of the opportunity, that's when that happens.
But let's not get it twisted.
Okay.
All right. Tom Phillips is not going to do wrestling.
Yeah. Okay.
I think his skill set, and he sees it this way as well, because he said that he believes his storytelling that he picked up from WWE, which is kind of ironic based on what we know about creative WWE. But anyway, right? Him being able to adapt that into play-by-play is going to be a strong suit for him. And I think it is. And I think you go into sports, and I think that's where the money is. Look at Charlie Caruso and a number of other people that have made that move.
That's true.
Morrow is an
executive. You want money?
Analyst and
go into sports. Go into the fake sports.
Fifth sports is where it's at, folks.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's where the money's at.
So we're saying that
where the money reside, baby. That's where you gotta go. You gotta go when the money reside. And the money reside is in especially college sports, bro. I mean,
a lot of money in college football.
Come on, man.
Lot of money in yeah.
That's where he's going.
Not for the kids. Not for the kids.
Not for the kids. Not if you play that shit. Although I heard there was gonna be a thing. I heard that was gonna change.
Yeah, like 2020, 28 or 2026, I think.
Yeah, but that's
start getting like a stipend.
But you get like 30% of it.
Yeah. It's like a stipend. I don't know.
But like, I mean, listen, it's better than nothing. They'll go to university. 30% might go to the students.
Hey, that's not bad. It's better than it happened before.
How quickly you think we can run down Double or Nothing here? Because I know that's probably one of the last things left to cover at this point, right? We've pretty much done it all tonight.
You're doubling down with Double or Nothing?
Double or Nothing?
Yeah, let's do it, baby. Double or Nothing. Let's run through this card real quick.
First of all, I want to get all of your insights on the championship match, because we all thought it was going to be a dud, except for me. I didn't think it was going to be a dud. I thought it was going to be good. We also had the Casino Battle Royal, the Stadium Stampede match. There was a lot. Double or Nothing was a heavy pay-per-view. Guys.
Let's not forget, we also had what I claimed was going to happen, and we had Brian Cage having one of his best matches in AEW with Hangman Adam Page, because that was a phenomenal match. That was a very good match. I love their chemistry in the ring, the combination, the athleticism that Hangman Page is able to bring to Brian Cage's athleticism is pretty impressive, man. It was the match he needed. It's the match he needed. And I
Character
wouldn't mind seeing
development?
that again. I wouldn't mind seeing that again, to be honest.
He might go face now, right? After
I think so.
Look like there was some beef with Team Taz.
Yeah,
Yeah, there was some beef. There was some beef. There was a bit because he didn't want them to interfere, and so when they did, he tried to call him off, and then he got called by Adam Page. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I think
Did you guys hit up the Joker yet?
No, we haven't.
Yeah. I mean,
how'd you feel about that? Who was the Joker
Yo,
in the
he
Casino
looked-
Battle
He
Royale?
looked like he didn't miss a fucking beat. Yo.
I mean,
He's
he has
been
he's been an MLW,
Yeah,
bro.
right. He's been rocking. Right.
He's an MLW.
Leo Rush been getting them reps in. He's been all over GCW. He's been across the Indies. He's making moves. Leo
He's the-
Rush
He's
Don't
the
stop.
MLW middleweight champ.
and JP Dub.
I was gonna
That's
say
how he was announced.
he's a New Japan talent working
That's true.
for
That's true.
AEW.
Right,
That's dope. That's dope.
right.
I thought
You
that
know
was
what?
interesting.
The
That was a
only
nice
folly
twist.
was that he didn't last too long. He got
Yeah.
thrown out pretty
Yeah,
quick.
yeah.
That was I was like, damn, that's kind of like
That's what she
that's
said.
a name you leave on the fourth slot or the fifth or sixth slot at least. You know what I mean? Even if,
But
if it's
guess
not
what?
gonna be, it's a good
Who won it
name.
again? Who won the thing again?
Oh, Jungle Boy, man.
Jungle Boy, man.
Jungle Boy, right.
Boy.
Okay.
Luke Perry's son is getting a
Luke
shot at his
Perry
life
getting his shot.
coming up.
Hey, I
I could
appreciate
see that
it.
after Darby. I could see that. He's the next face, I think, after Darby. For the at least for Dynamite.
He's
Listen,
been,
and for those who
been
think
their project for a minute. So
Yeah.
Sure. And not for nothing, let's not say it wouldn't work. I mean, because this is also a pay-per-view where you had a triple threat match for the championship with motherfucking Orange Cassidy in it. And I didn't know how that shit was gonna go. And it was a dope match. It was a pretty good match. It was entertaining. He provided what you needed in that match. And at the same time, the pop that he was getting at those close finishes on his end was fucking electric as well.
Damn.
I mean,
Shout out to Mike in that situation too, by the way. That's crazy.
we look at Cody Rhodes, right? Took the W. Miro takes the W. No surprises there, right?
Yeah.
That was like, but the matches were good. I mean,
I
I
told you,
fucked up the bug. I fucked
told
up the
you.
bugs.
Anthony Ogogo was a no-go for me. And that match,
I liked it. It was good.
it was lackluster as fuck.
you really? You thought so?
Yeah. I there's a lot of people that are arguing over the internet that that match deflated the crowd a little bit.
Really.
Wow.
Damn.
I think
What
that
about Britt Baker coming through.
Cody Rhodes just gets mad heat, and he should just play villain all the time. I just think that's
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
easier.
He goes over better as a villain than he does a babyface. But I don't put it on Cody. I think Ogogo is still raw, man.
well,
I
that's
think
the
that-
thing too, right? He's developmental. You got a developmental guy on the main card.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think Cody needs to go out there and be the American Dream, the heel.
Absolutely.
I'm the American Dream, and this
Well-
is, and then just like really yuck it up. I think
Well,
and then
He
what
needs
better-
to be
the
the
American
ugly
Nightmare
American
again.
dream.
What-
Yeah.
What better thing than the grandson of a plumber, son of an ordinary man, become the fucking
Common
most
man.
spiteful of the common man, become the most spiteful villain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that
Yeah,
shit
he
is
was-
the entrepreneur that he's projected to be now, right? That fits him best. It suits him best.
Yeah. Yeah, he's lost his way and
That's
blah
why he
blah
got that
blah.
tattoo. You know what I'm saying? He's doing shit his way. That shit works.
That shit works.
Like saying
We
that he
do
was
shit.
the heel on the card. Y'all think so?
Yeah.
Well, on Double or Nothing,
Yeah.
I can see that.
He
How-
was supposed to be the heel, but the way Ogogo was playing, it wasn't like that. He tried to be a tough guy. I understand
How
that,
about
Yeah.
but it just didn't work.
let's talk about a true heel here.
Talk
Britt
to me.
Baker getting her title,
Ooh.
the newly fucking like 5x, like just 5% expanded title. How about that?
First and foremost, I love the promo she shot before the match on fucking AEW on that Friday, where she said, just like in wrestling eras or some shit, I'm paraphrasing, of course. People used to say Austin 316. They're about to say Britt DMD.
DMD, yes.
Baker
I remember that. That was dope.
Yo, that shit was fire. And then to have the match she had, it was a good match. I didn't get the pop I thought I was gonna get. You know what I mean? Like the excitement of her winning. I don't know if maybe the way it finished. Maybe the finish I wasn't so happy with. What do you think, old school?
Yeah. If it was flat for me.
Flat.
Fact.
Yo,
Uh,
I don't care. Just Britt Baker taking it. Just oh my
This was
god.
great. It needed to happen. No, it needed to happen.
Finally here.
Yeah, but like it felt like a dynamite match instead of a pay-per-view match.
It did. And once again, people talking about Cody Rhodes and a go-go match flattened that shit out. Because then you also had before that the Miro and Lance Archer match, and it was good, but it wasn't like match stealing night. I expected it to be a longer match, to be honest. I expected when I saw the Brian Cage match with Hangman Page, I expected to see the same thing in the Miro and Lance Archer match, and I didn't. And I wonder if they were rushing. I wonder if at some point, I'm wondering if maybe the Cody Rhodes and a go-go match went too long. And now they had to fucking speed up all these matches, because that's the one thing I will say about the Miro match and the Britt Baker match. It was kind of over quick, which is I was like odd with the, as far as the storytelling of the match, it was a little odd with the way the finish happened.
Facts.
Miro don't like
snakes. Nobody called Peter on that on
Miro?
A Miro, yo,
what?
Fucking snake, yo.
R.I.P. Damien the Third.
Yo,
how many?
Popped heavy when he threw that shit.
I'm tired of these motherfucking snakes in these motherfucking
statues.
rings. Yo, what's going on?
Came out with the bad moves and shit. Fucking,
Let's talk about
it. Just crazy. That shit was funny. That might have saved the segment.
Let's talk about a big surprise that happened here tonight, because I thought one of the underrated moments in all of this was Mark Henry.
Oh,
exactly. You see, like you forgot that it happened because so much happened.
Facts.
But when you remember, you're like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah,
I think that caused repercussions. I think that caused because Braun was Mark's boy.
That's true.
I don't think so.
But was he made an example?
If that's what it took to get him cut, then that shit is dumb as hell, and then proves all my previous points about Vince McMahon doing what the fuck.
Of course, but we know he's petty.
But it fits the fucking bill.
It does.
But I thought Mark Henry had too much to offer. I said this before. I've said that shit when he showed up on Raw, and his last appearance on Raw was when he got beefed by Randy Orton, right? Made to look dumb as hell, weak as hell, stupid as hell. So Mark Henry's got a lot to offer. He's got a lot of credible commentary. He's on Busted Open Radio, always fucking breaking it down. And I feel like I really appreciate his voice much more than Booker T. I feel like Mark Henry, what he says makes freaking sense sometimes. I think he's got a lot to offer. I think he just lost mad weight. So physically, he looks great.
He looks great.
Yeah. So come on, man. He's got a lot to offer. And then he's going to have a bunch of positions. Like,
and the one thing, and I will say the one thing that has sharpened on his end is definitely the promo, the talking skills, right? Because he's been on podcasts. He's been doing podcasts and interviews. So he's been rocking out here. And I think it's gonna be just like nothing other. Big Show has not been terrible. I can't sit here and tell you Big Show has been terrible, because that's not the fact. Is it the greatest thing since sliced bread? No, but it's just something he's growing into, because he didn't do enough of it in the E. I would argue that Mark Henry did more of it than Big Show, at least in the fucking pre-shows and shit like that. They would bring him in. Big Show was not a name that I expected to see on the commentary, right? Especially after him having his sitcom that was a bit of a hit, right?
Hit. That shit hit the bottom.
I like that the Legends are back.
I liked it. It got hits on Netflix. It got his views.
Not bad.
Yeah,
it was at top 10 at one point.
Those guys are gonna help that talent for sure. In AEW, and if it's in their better judgment, they should go.
Imagine Don Callis and Mark Henry going at it on the booth.
Oh, I thought you meant in the ring, because how about
commentary table?
How about? But in the ring, how about Leo Rush? We just saw Leo Rush as the Joker, and Leo Rush just had beef with Mark Henry not too long ago. Now,
you mean when lawsuits are about to happen?
Yeah, there's a lot. You remember that? Remember that?
Match?
So, I mean, Leo Rush came out and said that they squashed it, like in the DMs and shit. Yeah. But that could easily be reignited and turned into something. Why not?
You can make TV out of
if it makes money,
Mark Henry got a lot of shit to talk.
If it makes money for them, I think they both do it. Why not? Right? Remember, it's still a business. And if it sells, it sells. Listen, if Lita and Edge and fucking Matt Hardy were able to fucking do that shit, anybody could.
And then the moment I think of the night, or the match of the night, The Stadium Stampede. We have made no mention of the Stadium Stampede.
The entrance. That's it. That's all we have to talk about.
What an entrance!
I got scared.
Yo, part of me,
It's just
So
because
part of me, my butthole was like,
especially one. This is why I was traumatized. Especially one, because you saw the entrance. Two, you heard JR speaking. And three, you hear fucking Shivani ask JR, is that the most fucking memorable entrance you've ever seen? And
We
JR
all
was like,
thought the same.
oh,
We all
I
thought
mean,
the same.
I guess.
yeah, yo,
Like, serious? You gonna ask me that fucking question? Wait a fucking hello, it's Shivani. Wait a fucking
yo, hold on. But do you blame Shivani or do you blame JR for not playing along?
I think
I
JR
don't know.
off guard, bro.
I've called 40 years. I've called 40 years.
Listen, this man had to be 10 minutes on live fucking air talking about how Owen Hart died. And like with no directions, everybody's fucking crying.
We just
Like
hit
dude,
the
that's one of the
anniversary,
most
too.
traumatizing experiences in his life. Come on now. So him mentioning that, he was like fucking like he got stuck, bro. I would have got stuck.
But Tony Schiavone has seen bigger entrances.
Talk to me.
Y'all don't remember when Sting came from the top of a helicopter?
Dude, come on.
Yeah, but nothing's gonna take over the remembrance of fucking Owen Hart coming down and fucking
no.
getting that on the turbo. And
He
Well,
had a rope
Tony
from
Schiavone didn't
somebody
see that,
from the
JP.
Raptors.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
I
was
said
only
JR.
think
calling
one person.
WCW.
I said,
There's only one person you're thinking about when you see that man hanging from the roof. You're only thinking about one
Jesus, he
person.
wasn't hanging for long, okay?
Yo, damn, all of y'all out of pocket. I hate all of y'all right now.
Oh my
How
God,
about Urban Meyer in this match?
yo? That
I
was
thought-
pretty tough.
That was pretty funny.
That was pretty funny. It was good money.
Jericho is so money
Yeah.
because he makes stupid shit
Yo,
fun.
how about the pop of the fucking week? Them coming out and the crowd singing fucking Judas.
Chills,
Oh,
baby.
You mean when
end of
people
the-
voluntarily do it and they're not
Yeah.
made to sit there?
Yeah.
Yes, not
Yeah.
the talent.
Yeah.
Even though I got cussed about it, but
Yeah.
let me tell you, when it's organic, it's amazing.
It's amazing, bro. And you could feel like that they were fucking feeling it. You know what I mean? And remember that. That adds to the match that they fucking ended up happening. And they played this match perfectly, bro. They made it somewhat of a cinematic experience. There was humor, elements of humor in it, a lot of action. There was blood, there was gore, there was crazy spots. And moments you're like, what the fuck is happening right now? Right? Like fucking Conan DJing in a nightclub and shit. Like what
Shout
who
out
the
to
fuck
Conan
expected to see some
coming
shit like that?
through.
And it makes sense why he's there. LAX, you know what I mean? That connection. That was beautifully done. Them taking the shot beforehand. You know what I mean? Like, yo, it was a dope match, man. Dope match. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did, to be honest.
Yeah.
They definitely topped the first Stadium Stampede.
And with that said, all of that, I'm gonna say that that's all the damn time we had for you folks this week. We gave you overtime too. But to end that and end this episode and all the shit we done talked, we ended it on the high note because we spoke about AEW Double or Nothing. Yes, folks, it outshined WWE this week with all the shit that was done and all the cuts and all that bullshit. Meanwhile, here in the corner, Double or Nothing is being successful. Watch yourselves, WWE. Making the wrong moves. 10 count to 10 toe. JP, why don't you tell them what to do for us on the way out?
For the talent cut, tranquilo. It's about to happen for you. Follow us, HBC2 Sweet Heels, Pops, and Chair Shots on IG and Twitter. Ya tu sabe. I didn't even tell you about dessert, though.